take the stage.
Our next speaker is a food security advocate who is no stranger to taking the stage. Please welcome Sophia Kellstrom, Miss North Carolina 2025. Take the stage.
Hey, I like that.
All
How
right.
y'all doing today? Good. I am so excited to be here. I had the privilege and the honor of attending this conference last year as Miss Davidson County. So this is a very full circle moment to be able to stand here in front of you all as Miss North Carolina. And today we're going to be talking about taking the stage, a little lesson in how to, and a little bit about how I got to be here and have the opportunity to talk to you all today. So, 6 years old, that's how old I was the first time that I ever stepped onto a stage. I didn't understand lighting cues or judges' score sheets. I didn't know about titles or scholarships. But what I knew was the feeling and the realization that when you stand on stage, especially with a shiny hat on your head, that people are listening. And I knew at 6 years old that what I had to say was something that mattered. Growing up, my stage quickly became a classroom. And it taught me confidence, poise, but more importantly, it taught me responsibility. Because a stage is never just a spotlight, it's a platform. I stand here today as a nonprofit leader of over 20 years, an advocate, and a volunteer for many different organizations, all geared toward fighting food insecurity. Today, as Miss North Carolina, taking the stage means something very different than it did when I was 6. Now, when I step onto a stage, I carry stories with me. Stories of children who sit in classrooms worrying about their next meal rather than their next test. Stories of parents who work multiple jobs and still have to choose between paying the electricity bill or buying groceries. Stories of families doing everything right and still struggling. Food insecurity is not always visible, and it doesn't always look the way that we might think. It exists in rural communities and urban neighborhoods. It affects students in our schools, veterans in our towns, and families sitting next to us every single day. The truth is simple. Hunger steals more than food. It steals concentration, confidence, opportunity, and more. And that is why I take the stage. When I competed on the Miss America stage, I was not just competing for a title. I was advocating for action. And here's what I've learned. The stage is not reserved for just one person wearing a crown. Every single person in this room has a stage. Your stage may be a boardroom. It may be a classroom, a church, a business, a nonprofit, or your own dinner table. Taking the stage simply means choosing to use your influence, wherever you are, to make an impact. A huge part of my job of being Miss North Carolina is empowering the next generation to become what I like to call superheroes in their own communities. I've been to over 300 school visits, and I have a curriculum, including my original book, Sophie the Superhero, with my song, Make a Difference, our handout material, and more. And every single day, I am teaching our students that just like Sophie the Superhero says, helping is my superpower. Actually, I want us all to say it together. So on the count of 3, we're all going to say, helping is my superpower. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Helping is my superpower. And that's exactly the story. You don't need a cape. You don't need a title. You don't need a spotlight. You don't even have to be an adult. You don't have to be or have anything other than what you are and a willing heart. When we open the doors to our youth volunteers, we invite young people into our missions, and we teach them that their voice matters. Thusly, we multiply our impact. We raise leaders who do not wait for permission to serve. Rather, they create communities where compassion is contagious. And don't you think we'd be in a better world if that was the case? I do. I often think about that 6-year-old little girl backstage adjusting her shoes and waiting for her name to be called. She didn't know that one day she would represent her state. She didn't know that she would one day have the opportunity to compete nationally, and she definitely didn't know that she would have the chance to stand here and speak to you all today about this issue. But she did know that she had a mission laid on her heart, and that would shape her purpose. She believed in showing up, and that's what taking the stage truly means. Showing up even when the issue feels far bigger than yourself, even when the conversation feels uncomfortable, and showing up for the people who may not have the platform to do it for themselves. Taking the stage is not about being seen, but it's about seeing others. And if we are blessed with a microphone, a business, a nonprofit, a team, or a title, then it is our responsibility to do so. From 6 years old to the Miss America stage, my mission has remained the same. Use every single opportunity that I am given to serve something far greater than myself, to serve the people of this state, and to put meals on the tables of families in need. But the most powerful impact will never come from just one person. It will come from a group of united leaders, of which I'm standing in front of today, that are all geared toward working toward the same goal. Leaders who are not afraid to share their message, who are willing to talk to everyone, open their doors to the next generation, and understand that helping is not small, it is heroic. Because a crown is not the goal, impact is. And when we choose to take the stage in our own arenas, in our own communities, then we turn individual platforms into a collective movement where no child has to wonder where their next meal is going to come from, where service becomes the standard and where helping truly does become our superpower. So if there's one lesson I can give you all today about taking the stage, it is simply just do it. Do it scared if you have to, but just do it. Use your voice, exude confidence, open your doors, share what you have to say, and stay persistent. And as someone who's competed for this job for 10 years, I can tell you it does pay off. So please just simply do it, and I promise you will not regret it. Thank you all so much for having me today.